Welcome back to my channel, guys. Nextinfood. I am your diva chef, Simone Walker Barrett. Welcome to all our new subscribers and welcome back to all our Nextinfood family. Today I want to continue with my series of showing you how to make dinner in 20 minutes or less using very simple ingredients. And today's tutorial is all about noodles. We're going to be making something that is called Hoisin beef noodles, and that is going to take you through 4 simple steps. So let's go. First, we are going to look at step 1, and step 1 is all about pasta or noodles. So I'm using pasta today. I'm using a spaghetti. This is what it looks like. It's nice and thin, and I am deliberately using spaghetti because sometimes you cannot find the Asian pasta. But if you have an Asian section in your supermarket, feel free to use any of the following noodles for this dish. Noodles like udon noodles, egg noodles, ramen noodles, and whatever you like to use. All right, so the first step is to boil your noodles or pasta in boiling water. So let's go. In boiling water, guys, we're going to just cook some spaghetti. You want to put it in boiling water. I'm not adding any salt because the condiments for this Hoisin noodles is very salty, and so I am just making half of my pack of spaghetti. So this is literally half a pound of spaghetti. So now that is in our boiling water, I'm just going to cover it and I'll show you what it looks like after it is cooked. Please note that pastas or noodles cook according to the package instructions, so you want to pay attention to that when you're making noodles or pastas. So guys, at this time, just before we strain our noodles, I am going to save a ladle full of the cooking liquid. This is going to allow the finished Hoisin noodles to be nice and saucy, so don't forget to save some of the water that you boil the pasta or the noodle in. So now guys, off to step 2, and step 2 is all about the meat. This dish is called Hoisin beef noodles, and I'm using ground beef, and this is 1 pound of ground beef. So to our ground beef, we're going to add some seasoning. I am adding some all-purpose seasoning, so you can use whatever seasoning you have in your cupboard. I'm adding some ginger powder and garlic powder, so that gets poured in there, and then we're adding a little bit of cornstarch and a tablespoon of sugar, and then finally I am adding some sherry. You can also add Chinese cooking wine. So I'm adding a tablespoon of sherry, and then all of that is going to get mixed up. The purpose of the cornstarch is going to help to thicken up the juices during the stir frying process of the ground beef. So do not leave the cornstarch out, it's very important. And of course, we are adding some acidity from the sherry, so the sugar is important to balance back out everything. So step 2 is done and ready. We're going to put this off to the side. Step 3, guys, is all about the sauce. Okay, so as the name suggests, we are going to be combining a few condiments to make our sauce. So the first condiment is Hoisin sauce. Hoisin sauce is a Chinese condiment. Some people refer to it as Chinese ketchup. It is sweet and savory at the same time. So 2 tablespoons of that goes in, and then we're going to add 1 tablespoon of chili garlic paste, and then to that we will add 2 tablespoons of mushroom soy sauce, and this is dark, and then we're going to add some sugar to sweeten it up and give it a stir. And finally, we will add some more acidity, and that is going to come from our sherry. So we're going to be adding 2 tablespoons of sherry to this. And this is what our sauce looks like. This is what is going to flavor up everything. As simple as it looks, this packs a whole lot of flavor. Step 4, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to stir fry our seasoned ground beef. But first, you need to add, this is some chili oil I'm using. So all this is vegetable oil that I infuse with some chili powder. And by chili, I mean hot pepper. So to this, I am going to be adding the seasoned ground beef. And this goes in just like that. And we want to move it around, and we really want to cook it until we get some color on it. All right, so I'm just going to put it in one even layer, and then I'm going to come back and turn it until it is nice and brown in color. So guys, our meat is nice and brown. This is a color you want it to have. Brown means more flavor. So now that it's nice and brown, I am going to pour it out. You want to pour it out at this point. Just put it on a plate, set it aside, okay? And then return your pot back to the stove over high heat. I added 1 teaspoon of extra chili oil, and then we're going to add our vegetables to this. So we're going to give our vegetables a head start, and I'm using vegetables that were just in my fridge. I'm using some red bell pepper. These are some snow peas. I'm using red cabbage. I'm using some chili peppers, and also some celery. Celery and beef works very well together. So in goes all of that, along with some pak choy. So we're just going to put our vegetables in and cook the vegetables, stirring constantly until they wilt. Alright, so at this time, it's time now to add the pasta. So we're going to add our pasta. I keep saying pasta because that's what I'm using. It's actually spaghetti. It works just like the noodles in this dish. That is some sesame oil. Sesame oil adds a bright, nutty flavor. However, it is totally optional. You don't have to use sesame oil. Look at that beauty. A dish like this is very easy to make. You have your vegetables, your starch, and your protein. And now that we have everything coated, I'm going to return our stir-fried beef to the party. You want to make sure you get it all in. And then we will now add the sauce that we made earlier. So I'm pouring our sauce. Pour most of the sauce in. And then give it a stir. Make sure everything is combined. Remember that pasta water that we saved? We're going to add our pasta water. Just about half a cup of pasta water. So we finished off our Hoisin noodle, guys, with some freshly chopped scallion. And I taste it, and it needs all the sauce that we made. So I'm just going to pour in the rest of our beautiful sauce. And just give it a stir, just like that. And dinner is ready. Look at that. Our vegetables are still nice and crisp. And the noodles are al dente. And of course, that beef is lovely and savory. I do hope you guys enjoy this tutorial. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscription button and subscribe. If you're watching this tutorial, feel free to leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. And also guys, remember to share this video with a colleague who you think would like to learn how to make different meals, simple meals for their family. I am your diva chef, Simone Walker Barrett. I'll see you next time with another easy to prepare dinner idea.